This is the baby cheetah, the XUV 300, and we have it with us for a review. It comes on the Ssangyong Tivoli platform, codenamed the S201. I'm pretty sure you've seen some reviews out there. Stay tuned as we tell you all the details and our take on the XUV 300. So the XUV 300 is a nifty looking compact SUV. It has plenty of edgy design elements to give it that beefy and bulky look. A sculpted hood that is reminiscent of the Ssangyong Tivoli. The front is rather flat and it's got that butch appeal, aggressive looking headlamps, and of course plenty of bling all around. In chrome you have the studded grille up front, and over here as well you have these unique DRLs that come over here, sort of designed like the teardrops of the cheetah, the tear ducts of the cheetah. And over to the side you have a very unique silhouette, you have very unique character lines. This is reminiscent of the Mahindra All-Tourist G4, or of course as it's the Ssangyong Rexton. These design elements and these character lines over here give it a very distinct appeal on road. The roof is a little lower than what we would have liked, but then again it still does have that SUV presence. Now the XUV 300 is wider than almost all of its contenders, including the Tata Nexon, the Vitara Brezza, as well as the Ford EcoSport, and that also translates into more shoulder room inside the cabin. So on the inside you have a very modern looking cabin, and the fit and finish is really exceptional, stands out, something that is incredible to see from an Indian manufacturer like Mahindra. The quality of materials used all around the dash are top drawer, and you will definitely love it if you do test drive this vehicle. Ample of different materials used all around. You have dark green, beige and black colored interiors. Of course these black is the piano black finish that has been used on the door trims over here in the center console, and you have this glossy finish, silver accents all around, a bit of chrome here and there on the handles. So overall really good fit and finish and good use of materials all around. Plenty of kit on offer inside the Mahindra XUV. And before we get to the features, let me tell you that the seat is quite comfortable, really good amount of bolstering on the sides and a good amount of back support. You can manually adjust the seat for height and recline, as well as of course the forward and backward, the distance from the steering wheel. You have a tilt adjustable steering column which is not adjustable for reach but yes for rake, and the driver's point of view is pretty good. Of course with that SUV feel you also get a flattish bonnet, so it does give you a little bit of that SUV and big vehicle appeal. Now coming to the kit, Mahindra has loaded the XUV 300 to the brim. That is the W8 optional variant. You get automatic climate control, USB auxiliary connectivity, steering mounted controls, cruise control, Bluetooth telephony, a 17.78 centimeter touchscreen infotainment unit that has been readied for Android Auto and Apple CarPlay. Plenty of functions in this. You also have GPS navigation within. The touchscreen infotainment unit of course has great functionality, and the touch response as well is pretty good. Aside from these, you also get a reverse parking camera. The reverse parking camera is very clear, the clarity is pretty good. Even in low light conditions we felt that it works pretty well. 12-volt charging socket right here, keyless entry, push button start stop, automatic headlamps, automatic rain sensing wipers, electrically adjustable and retractable ORVMs, electrochromic IRVM, that's an auto dimming IRVM, vanity mirrors for the driver with lights, as well as for the co-driver a sunroof up top and storage for your sunglasses. Plenty of cubby holes and storage spaces. You also have an armrest. This is not really a sliding armrest, it's a static fixed armrest, but decent amount of storage space over here. And another nifty thing is that this is a rubber, so you can just sort of pull it out if you want to clean it. You also have storage space out here, a reasonably roomy glove box, and of course you have the power windows with an auto up down function for the driver, and this also comes with your anti-pinch window function. So again plenty of features on offer. This also includes Mahindra's micro hybrid start stop system, and you also have parking sensors around. Now Mahindra has built in plenty of features for safety. You get ABS with EBD, traction control, stability control. You have parking sensors in the front as well as in the rear. You have a 7 airbag setup. A lot is on offer inside the XUV 300, and I am eagerly waiting to drive it and find out, and of course let you know how it performs. So in the rear as well, there is a lot of comfort. In fact, I haven't adjusted this seat. For reference, my height is 5'7", plenty of room to stretch out. Wish there was a little more under thigh support. Back support is great over here, decent amount of headroom as well, and you have of course height adjustable head restraints, so that's an added function. Now I'm sorely missing rear AC vents inside this cabin, which would have been an added comfort and convenience feature. You have a center armrest for rear passengers as well with cup holders. If you fold this up, you have a seemingly flat bench. Floor tunnel is not too intrusive, so 3 people can sit pretty comfortably in here. A good view all around inside the cabin, and it's pretty spacious and airy, so even if 5 people are sitting inside the cabin of the XUV 300, they will feel quite comfortable. So the Mahindra XUV 300 is offered with 2 different engine options. You get a 1.2 litre petrol, a turbocharged unit, as well as a 1.5 litre diesel, again a turbocharged unit. Out of the two, the 1.5 litre diesel is the more powerful one, producing 115 HP at 3750 RPM and 300 Newton meters of torque, coming in at 1500 RPM and ranging all the way up till 2500 RPM. We have the top spec W8 optional variant of the XUV 300 powered by the diesel engine for a review. Stay tuned as I tell you everything there is to know about it. Oh yeah, and if you haven't subscribed yet, please do so now. So the 1.5 litre diesel engine is pretty peppy to drive, and the throttle responds quite well. If you feel like accelerating from the get-go, you will not be disappointed, as the 300 Newton meters of torque comes in pretty early, and once you floor that accelerator, you do get going with ease. Now inside this cabin, the engine is not too noisy at lower RPMs, but once you start pushing the vehicle harder, you do notice that the engine is getting a little more vocal, and a lot of the noise does seep into the cabin. Now the driver's point of view is pretty good, so you are sitting quite high up and you have that SUV feel and a great commanding position off the road. So if that is also a factor that you are interested in knowing and interested in looking at, then yes, the driver's point of view and of course the SUV feel is definitely there. Clear visibility all around from the back, from the ORVMs as well as from the front. Now this 1.5 litre diesel engine has been mated to a 6-speed manual transmission. The clutch is surprisingly quite light and definitely enjoyable even in city traffic. You won't have to put in too much effort in clutching. And the gear shifts are neat, however they could have been a little more crisp. What I do like is that there are shorter throws in this gearbox than what we have seen in Mahindras before this, and definitely adds to the driving comfort of the XUV 300. Braking is facilitated by 4 disc brakes on all wheels. Apart from that, Mahindra is also offering 7 airbags on the new XUV 300. You also get ESP with rollover mitigation, features like tire pressure monitoring and ABS with brake assist, with EBD, traction control. So there's a lot on offer to keep occupants safe inside this cabin. Other features include front as well as rear parking sensors, rear parking camera, so quite a bit on offer on the new Mahindra XUV 300. The steering is on the lighter side, and what I do like about this steering is that you have a button on the dash which you can control the steering mode. So you have a comfort mode which keeps the steering wheel really light. You have a normal mode which makes the steering a little heavier and gives it more weight if that's what you like. And then you have a sport mode in which there is a little more feedback in the steering wheel, and you can also have a little bit of fun. You feel the steering has definitely become a little more heavier, and it's a handy function to have, especially on driveways. I would prefer having a steering which is slightly heavier. While driving in city traffic like I am right now, I would prefer it to be lighter, smoother, and of course precise. Speaking of precision, the Mahindra XUV 300 comes with a turning circle radius of 5.3 meters. Makes it quite maneuverable since you are high-seated and you have large ORVMs on offer, as well as a very clear rear parking camera. Parking into tight spots as well is pretty easy. The suspension setup on the XUV 300 is very slightly towards the stiffer side, and the suspension does gobble up most of those undulations and bumps. It has a decent amount of ground clearance, so you do not really have issues with covering unshapely speed breakers, or if you are driving off-road, then you may need to be just a little careful, not too much. So we found the braking setup on the XUV 300 quite good, and the braking was progressive. In fact, inspired a lot of confidence, especially when you are braking in panic braking situations. In contrast with its competitors, boot space on the XUV 300 is slightly lower. That may be a drawback for some, but for your weekend getaway luggage, it is definitely enough. The loading lip is slightly high, but that said, there is an adequate and good amount of space within the boot, and you can easily slide your luggage in, so it does add a little bit of functional value. If you are planning on a weekend getaway, the XUV 300 definitely has a lot of features which will make life easier, including of course the touchscreen infotainment features, Android connectivity to your mobile devices. Now if you are driving on twisties or corners, there is a fair amount of body roll which you will experience, but nothing too detrimental. So if you are in the market for a compact SUV and you're looking for features, power, style, design and comfort, the XUV 300 is definitely a force to reckon with. Well, that's it from our side, ladies and gentlemen. We hope you love the review of the XUV 300. If you have any questions or queries for us, hit us up in the comment section below, and until the next time, see you later.